And thank you, Coach. We are across the Hudson from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. This is the scene just before we came on air. This New York crowd fired up by the arrival of their G-men as they burst from the locker room. They're ready to go as the Giants get set to match up with the Cincinnati Bengals. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Now with the play clock about to expire, we get a whistle and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Now a play fake here on first down. Buying time to his left. Wide open receiver complete. And he makes it all the way down to the 31. A big play there on the first play of the game. 44 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Dalton, 1st and 10. Dancing to his left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Kareem Martin able to run him down for a loss of a yard.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and ended up getting some play that
goes again. Olivier Vernon in there to get him. And this pass rush strong now. That's sacks on back-to-back plays. So the sack, and now it's 3rd and long for Dalton and the Bengals. Off the play fake to Mixon. This is Dalton. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Eli Apple. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Manning and the Giants come up now 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line.
Zebra, zebra,
The first carry for the former Nittany Lion. This is Saquon Barkley. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
On second down, here's Barkley. Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
Now Manning. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Needed 16. They got 17 on third down. After getting that turnover on the first drive of the game, you'd hate to just stall out the momentum, go 3 and out. They're able to avoid that there.
Yeah, we talk about complementary football all the time, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Defense went out, forced a turnover, gave the ball to the offense. It's now the offense's responsibility to pay that off for them, to show respect to them. Hey, you guys got the turnover. We appreciate it. They want to continue their drive.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. After the penalty, they go with Barkley. It's a 5-yard pickup, so essentially they get the penalty yardage back, and it's back to 2nd and 10.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
He'll let it go deep for Beckham. He's got it at the 15. And they're going to have this way down in Cincinnati territory. Manning to Beckham. A big play there. And even 40 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Flush to his right. And now the ball comes out. Manning lost it. And this is going to get out of bounds, so they will gain a bit of yardage on the play, actually, and they'll hold on to the football as well. The handoff to Barkley. And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4. Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets him into a 3rd and 1 situation.
Zebra.
They give it off here to the tight end. And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3. They only got 2, but that was enough as they'll convert to make it 1st and goal. They'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he is in. Touchdown, New York. It's the fullback. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Giants are going to take a first-quarter lead. Rosas now to kick this one away. This will be taken very short. Now a hit and a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, and it's the Bengals with a football to begin quarter number 2. But they face a 2nd and long to start things out. opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. It's 2nd down. Dalton looking. And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. Dalvin Tomlinson in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. Third and long. What will Dalton dial up? Airing one out for Boyd. And got his man complete. And this will get him all the way inside the Giants' 10. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Nice completion there for Andy Dalton. Charles, you worked some of his games when he was at TCU. Now you've worked his games in the NFL. What progression have you seen?
I've seen a guy who took over as a freshman in college and got better and better each year. Always added a little bit more to his game, got stronger. But the best part about him is he's always been accurate.
The delay of game, a costly one, as they're backed up 5 for 1st and goal. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert?
And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Olivier Vernon in there to get him for his 2nd sack of the night. So the sack, and now it's 3rd and long for Dalton and the Bengals. Play action here with Dalton. And he's going to go down again. Olivier Vernon bringing the pressure again, and that is his 3rd sack here tonight.
And it appears to me that someone's defensive coordinator is jockeying for a raise. A sack on 2nd and goal, a sack on 3rd and goal, now brings up a decision on 4th down.
So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to the goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
Cody Latimer now on the return. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. The New York Giants coming back out here for the next offensive possession. And, you know, 2018 is starting a lot like 2017 for the men in blue. Remember, last year 3-13, and now, Charles, through 5 weeks, they're 1-4. What's going on in New York?
Yeah, they were 0-4 to begin 2017. Look, here's the problem for them. And their head coach, Pat Shurmur, said it, and people snickered. He's like, we got to score more points. And everybody's like, yeah, well, duh. Of course you do. Well, they scored a lot more points against Carolina. They broke the 30-point barrier for the first time in their last 37, 38 games. So give them credit for that. But it all has to come together at the same time. The defense has had so much pressure put on it that they played pretty well for most of the game, but they might crack near the end because the offense hadn't scored enough. I thought this was one of their best performances against Carolina of the year. It's something for them to build on as they get ready for Thursday night against Philadelphia.
Play clock down to 2, and we get a signal and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. A first down carry for Barkley. And a solid run down inside the 30. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. And with that, they're now out of timeouts, and still plenty of time remaining here in this second quarter. They fake the handoff. Now Manning. His throw caught right around the 6. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Beckham had an interesting feat in Week 5, that game against Carolina that you saw, Charles. First Giant to both catch and throw a touchdown pass in the same game since the Hall of Famer Frank Gifford did it way back in 1959.
Yeah, playing the old position of left halfback, which was often reserved for guys who had quarterbacking in their background. We saw that throughout that time in the NFL. But Odell, big ball game against Carolina in so many ways. 8 catches, 131 yards and a touchdown. You mentioned the touchdown that he threw. Had a critical 4th down drop, and then he tried to make a play on a punt return to block the gunner and ended up creating chaos that led to a touchdown recovery in the end zone for Carolina. Took some heat for his comments, both pre and post game. Bottom line, though, he's one of the best weapons in the NFL. They've got to find a way to utilize him even more.
They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. He's going to get it running right. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down.
On goal-to-goal runs, when you create lost yardage plays, the only way that happens is either called pressure or what I like to call straight-ahead pursuit. A great read, and they get to the backfield and make the play.
And that was a big chunk of yardage lost. Manning now on 3rd and goal. And he finds Shepard. Touchdown, Giants. Sterling Shepard, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Giants add on to their lead. Rosas good with the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. Rosas now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. And out now, here come the Bengals. And tough to win games if you're going field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Chunks, we'll see if they can get the score. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
368.
On 1st and 10, here's Andy Dalton. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And this will get him all the way inside the Giants' 10. A big play there just before halftime. And even 40 yards.
Now, that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible.
Here's Dalton. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they'll throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
Now Manning finding his target. It's Cody Latimer. And he'll be taken down, but they've got this one up to the 35-yard line. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Manning now on 1st down. Oh, he he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. A really good pickup of 28 yards. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. This from 54 yards away. And the kick by Rosas is good. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Bullock out now to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. And now out come the Giants. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you feel like you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Looking for his receiver, sharp, and it's intercepted. William Jackson with a pick. And they will finally run him down, but not until he brings this one all the way back down inside the 10-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
And give him 5 that time as they draw a bit closer here for a second and goal. On second and goal, one man stands in the backfield, and that's Mixon. He'll get it up the middle. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's third and goal.
Sometimes I get caught in hyperbole, but I think they desperately need to punch this one in. They're running out of time.
Yeah, 2-score game, second half. You're down here. This is the time to put it in the end zone.
Yeah, not going to get much better than this for an opportunity.
Throwing, Dalton dumps it off to Mixon. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. A great play there from 3 yards out. And the Bengals use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Extra point up and good by Bullock. And that slices the lead down to 17-10. Bullock out now to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. The New York set to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down. They keep it with Barkley on first down. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, second down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Over the middle to Beckham. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. Give him 30 yards there.
Well, that's the kickstarter right there. Eli Manning finding his guy, Odell Beckham Jr.
Yeah, it's a deadly combination, isn't it?
It really is, but what really makes it work is just how unflappable Eli is with his demeanor, able to maintain his calm and his poise, because we know OBJ, he can run pretty hot and get excited out there.
Sometimes just one-handed grabs for him.
It doesn't matter what it is. Just throw it up there. He'll go get it.
Now Manning throwing on second down. Forced out to his left. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up third down.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry. Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of. Otherwise, he was going to get sacked.
The Giants on third down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. Here it's 3rd and 2. To throw is Manning. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. Give him a gain of 4, able to convert, and that sets up 1st and goal now. Now a carry here for their fullback. And trying to push forward, but he is going to be stuffed up in the backfield. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and that'll bring up a 2nd and goal. Here's Manning to throw. And he's got his man. Beckham. Touchdown, Giants. Odell Beckham from 10 yards out. And the Giants are able to grow their lead. A good, sustained drive there in this third quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
Rosas now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Bengal offense now gets set to head back out onto the field. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
First and 10 for Dalton. He's got a man complete. And now off to the races down the right side. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. A big play there. 75 yards. And the Bengals have got it back to a one-score game. Now Bullock to add the extra point. Bullock good on the extra point, and that cuts the lead to 24-17. Bullock out now to kick this one away. Latimer on the return. It's a foot race. He's at the 40. Past the 20. 10. And he will score. Touchdown, Giants. Cody Latimer, 89 yards. And the Giants add on to their lead. I know a lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with. And they say, challenge him, kick it to him. The way he runs as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one play drive is exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was real easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
Yeah, we'll see if it's that easy here. Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. And the giant rush gets home as down he goes. Olivier Vernon in there again. My goodness, that is now his 4th sack tonight. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Out of the gun, it's Dalton. And that would not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this 3rd quarter of play. And the Bengals on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Play fake. Here's Dalton. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And that goes as a gain of 37 on 3rd down. And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
He's going to rifle one deep left side. Oh, that was dangerous. Threw it into coverage, almost picked, but instead they'll keep it on 2nd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
52-44. Get ready for 57 over there.
Throwing again. Dalton steps away to his left. Now he'll... And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off at the 18. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games. And now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And he'll be taken down here at about the 23-yard line. Jesse Bates made the tackle from his safety spot.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. to take it all the way down and just take the delay. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
Manning to throw on second down. And he's hit and taken down. Eli sacked.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
3rd and long for the Giants, and Eli following the sack. On play action, it's Manning. He's going to let this one go for Latimer. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
Dixon, the punter, is on as he sends it away. Taken from just outside the 30. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. Now this Bengals offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit because there's confidence has to be.
And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. A big play there. 59 yards. And the Bengals able to get this back within a touchdown.
No, we're not cheering. No, we're not rooting. But I am excited about this, and I know you are too. We got a ball game again after that big-time strike.
Big-time strike, and you are right. Don't go anywhere yet. This thing's not done. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. And the Giants ready to come out now. Now, the previous drive they punted, but that was just the first time they've had to do so in this game.
And when they turn on the game film, the coaches will rant about this, right? They'll say, oh, God, we got to move the ball, guys. We can't punt the ball away. But they have to keep smiles off their faces because that's the first time in the game they've had to do so. They've moved it quite well. They'll overall be happy with what they've seen.
They begin with a run by Barkley. Space to maneuver at the 40. There he goes, right side. 20, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Saquon Barkley, 71 yards. And the Giants are able to grow their lead. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
Rosas now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, let's see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
And Dalton to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it. And that'll fall incomplete. Giovanni Bernard, the intended receiver, out of the backfield. And it's 2nd down. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Second and 10. Dalton once more. And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. Kareem Martin in there to drop him for his 2nd sack now here tonight. So the sack, and now it's 3rd and long for Dalton and the Bengals. Dalton here from the gun. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Big fourth down here. It's Dalton. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that's caught inside the 30. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on fourth down.
And they pick up the first down on a fourth down play. I don't know if the defense relaxed because they thought maybe they'd stopped them on third down or if they just didn't protect the sticks very well. But, boy, that's a big-time pickup right there.
Dalton, 1st and 10. Flushed out right. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
Second down, Dalton. And his throw is incomplete.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. Now the Bengals on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. He's got his man here. It's Green. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. From the gun, Dalton. Being chased. Touchdown, Bengals. So they get the score still down, but bottom line is they kept themselves in the game.
They did keep hope alive, Brandon. That's exactly what they did. Now they've got to deliver and finish things off.
Extra point up and good by Bullock. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Bullock out now to kick this one away. Fairly short kick, taken at the 14 here. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Giants offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. And now the Bengals are going to call another timeout. That's going to be their 2nd. They'll be left with 1 more plus the 2-minute warning, and we'll be back. From the gun, it's Manning. Eluding the pressure right. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Preston Brown, the linebacker. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. Their D gets the INT. Now what can Dalton do? And the grab by Croft. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this.
On the ball. Side. Heavy. Side. Heavy. 2-2. Move.
Dalton throwing on second down. Green's got it over the middle. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. A.J. Green, 40 yards. And the Bengals are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Well, the hard part's done. Now they just need to split the post, tie it up, but then their defense is going to have to hold up to send it to overtime.
Yeah, no matter what. I know there's an inclination in it when you have momentum to go for 2 here, but if you miss it, you don't give your defense a chance at all.
Plus, it's been a good game. I want to see overtime. I'm selfish.
You obviously don't have a flight to catch.
Tomorrow, fielded about a yard deep. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. And New York set to take the field. And we have seen a lot on the scoreboard here in this quarter. So sometimes you talk to me about tendency breakers on offense. These defenses struggling. Are there tendency breakers on defense?
All defensive coordinators keep something in their hip pocket for these types of situations. What can we do to slow down the onslaught? But the biggest thing is making sure these guys encourage each other, pick themselves up, because right now it's been a really tough ball game trying to stop these offenses.
Oh, it really has, especially as of late. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. To throw is Manning. And bringing it in right side here, Beckham. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. Manning now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10.
Zebra.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Clock's under a minute. Still plenty of time, partner. They have all 3 timeout.
That means they have plenty of options in their play calling and where they target on the field. They can throw it downfield, maybe even in the middle, and use their timeouts.
Now Manning. And he gets it complete to Latimer. And he's got this down to the 35. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down. Manning now 11 of 15 through the air. Here's 1st and 10. Here's a give to Barkley. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Making the play defensively, Carl Lawson.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They'll go to Barkley again. Oh, no, he lost the football. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
I think we just saw an example of a game situation that I know is discussed, practiced to the nth degree, go right out the window, and a chance to win the game as well.
Yeah, protect the football. On the other side, you're taught to get in there and rake it out. They did just that.
I mean, they go over this starting in OTAs and mini camps. You go through these situations, and that's the way a lot of teams like to end practice. Finish it off with this type of a drive, kick the game-winning field goal. Everyone feels good and heads to the locker room. In this case, though, they're not going to feel so great about it.
It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Bengals offense now, they head back onto the field. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
And it's been loud in here so far. He finds an opening past the 40. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
That outside handoff to the left, that play has to warm the heart of an offensive line coach because they controlled the left side where they were supposed to. They didn't allow anything to leak from the backside on the right side of the offensive line either. Well played.
Yeah, and it created a big run. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. Well, if you look where that play starts, O-line versus D-line, that was a battle won by the D-line.
Yeah, and oftentimes it's won by quickness off the ball. Who can handle the guy across from them best? On that play, the defensive line did exactly that.
The rush defense stout on first down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to take this one down inside the 45. 8 yards on the run there, and that leaves him with 3rd and just a couple.
And that's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
Hoping to keep this OT drive alive. Now they face a 3rd and 2. And as he sees the play clock ticking down, Marvin Lewis decides to call a timeout. They'll be down to just one remaining as we step aside here in overtime. Now the Bengals on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This time they face a 3rd and 2. So now the first OT throw coming for Dalton. Buying time to his left. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A gain of 26 on the 3rd down conversion. They'll run it now out of the gun. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game, but what a nice play by the defense. Stepping up on that one, maybe they'll get things going in their direction after a play like that.
That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13.
368!
So that'll back him up 5. Off the play fake to Mixon. This is Dalton. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Dalvin Tomlinson in there to get him for his 2nd sack of the night. So the sack, and now it's 3rd and long for Dalton and the Bengals.
Over here.
Dalton sets up play action. It's intercepted. Picked off by Eli Apple. And he'll bring this all the way up to the 45-yard line. A costly mistake here in OT.
And you know what they say, when you throw an interception like that in overtime, you don't usually get a chance to throw a second one. I mean, I'm not sure the analytics on it. Let's ask Marvin, our statistician, to ring that down for us. That's typically how coaches and teams feel about it. If you throw one, you likely cost yourself the game.
And now off to the races down the right side. And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT. Partner, a great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters, what you wanted. But how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.